And so I always had thoughts of, pornography, lust.
Just looking for some
Just
way to
looking
connect, some way to
for-
matter,
yeah,
some way to feel something.
if I want to feel a certain type of way and I can't get that or have that, whatever, I'm going to do it my own way. And that was through pornography. That, to be honest, that's the dopest of them all. It is literally the dopest of them all. Like, that's the hardest drug that I've ever taken to make go away.
Yeah. The hardest thing to kick is the addiction to porn. And
Yeah.
it's so accessible now, right? Which is what's
Yeah.
even more scary.
Yeah.
And the destructiveness that comes. I mean, there's ministries ruined because of this. There's
Yeah.
families ruined because of this. There's
Yeah.
actually an organization called Fight the New Drug, which I love. And it goes into like a lot of the psychology behind what happens when people are involved in pornography and the addiction that brings and the destructive nature of what that even does to your relationships and your ability to relate with people.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny because this is a thing that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it's something that people need to be educated on because it feels so innocent and easy and accessible, and you don't realize literally the damage it's doing to your brain, to your relationships. It is an addiction. Addictions are obviously destructive.
Yeah. Once you do it once, it's replaying in your mind. That's constantly of just so many lustful things. And that's what's been happening to me for a while. And that's the time when I'm single, like I don't think about it. Like I don't care. Like I'm single. I don't got nothing to worry about. Like I don't got a girlfriend. Like she don't got to worry about it. Nothing. It's just me, myself, and I.
And I think the biggest illusion is I think a lot of people think, okay, once I get married, then I'll just stop doing this and marriage will replace it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way, bro. Because like you said, those things replay in your head. You're building patterns. It becomes an addiction.
Yeah.
And again, people just think, oh, it's just to satisfy this thing. Once there's a replacement for it, it's just not how it works.
And then you think to yourself, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? Like, and I say to myself every single time, but I still keep going. I keep doing it. And it makes no sense. You know?
I mean, it's like, and this is literally a thing the Bible talks about, right? That says, like, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. The things that we know to be right. And what's crazy is what you're touching on is like all through your life, you've started creating bad patterns, starting with bad friends, starting with bad influences, starting with bad value systems, starting with bad structures of not talking to your parents, not opening up about this stuff, not finding help from this, convincing yourself, well, this is okay, I'm single. And it is wild how many people have this same story of spiraling out of control because everyone thinks that they're the exception to the rule, right? I'm exempt, I'm gonna do this now because it's fun, and then it's gonna be easy to stop later. Like I'm gonna get to a point where once I'm ready to be done, I'll just be done. But when you create patterns and you create habits, you are informing your mind that when I want something, I give it to myself, right? Whether it's a drug, whether it's a high, whether it's food, right? Like when I want something, I will give it to myself. And this is one of the greatest distractions from a healthy lifestyle, right? From a selfless lifestyle, from a servant-hearted lifestyle. And so, man, it's funny just as you're saying this, I'm just thinking of so many things in my own life and probably, I think anyone could relate of this. And I think that's the importance of building healthy habits. They are not easy to break no matter what you tell yourself.
Yeah. It's like a spiraling effect that just goes downward. And like I've been reading the book like through a woman's perspective at a guy, and it's crazy how we spiral so much downward. Like it just doesn't stop, and you want to spiral upward because you want to get yourself better. You don't want to go down because if you're going down, then it just gets worse and worse and worse. Yeah. But like ever since like I got in a relationship with my wife, and I never thought like I would ever like think about anything like doing anything again, and it would be cross my name though. Like I got a girlfriend now. Like I'm content. Like I'm good, cool. Like I don't need porn anymore, but it doesn't go away that easy. It's still in the back, of my mind.
Right. Because again, you've trained yourself that when I want something, I will give it to myself. Again, drugs, food, porn, any of this stuff.
But I think even spiritually, like once you go there, you're opening a door to lust. Yeah. And like that can't be satisfied. You actually can't satisfy lust. And that's how you get to like deeper and deeper, even perversions. Like that's how you get to that point because you can't satisfy it. And I feel for people struggling with that because I know that's so deep. I mean, but I didn't even know that I was like, was dealing with the spirit of lust like my whole life. until I got set free from it, completely set free. I mean, deliverance from a spirit of lust, and have had zero temptations, nothing since. And I think it has to get to that place of that can be dealt with. I
think everything that we approach, I think, needs to come from what is the practical aspect of the things that I need to implement, and what is the spiritual aspect of what do I need to be giving to God? What is God able to take from me and walk with me through? And I remember there's a pastor one time, he said, people ask him all the time, like, when is it too early or too soon? Or when do I talk to my kids about this stuff, about pornography, about sexual sin, about lust? And he was like, well, how old are your kids? And she was like, my kid is 3. And he was like, well, it starts now. And she's like, I'm going to talk to my kid. That's way too mature for my kid. And he's like, no. He was like, it has nothing to do with the actual physical, tangible thing. I've seen earlier, your kid said, Mommy, I want candy. You said no. The kid kept begging and you gave it to him, which means you are teaching your child now when they want something, they can have it, right?
Yeah.
You need to start learning at the earliest age possible. So for parents, you start teaching your kids there are just desires we need to abstain from. Some forever and some temporarily, right? If I'm in a place and I'm hungry, sometimes I need to wait to eat until the next thing, right? Or if there are certain foods that I want that I can't have, I need to learn abstinence from any kind of thing. This is a mental discipline. And that's what I'm saying. When you're saying you're looking at porn and you're thinking you'll be able to just stop, the actual issue is that you are training your brain to give yourself what you want in the moment that you want it. That is what's destructive. And that's why this applies to things across the board in your life, to spending habits, to dietary habits.
It's about redefining those neurological pathways. I mean, because that's what happens. The more and more that you continue in one behavior, it creates a literal pathway in your brain. And to get to A to Z, you go through that same path, the same path. And so it's, what folks just have to do is like, all right, what do I need to do to trick this algorithm? What do I need to do to do this, go a different pathway? And that's where discipline comes in. Discipline's like, this is going to sound insensitive, but I don't mean it to sound insensitive. It's like, stop it. Put things in your life that you are just not doing it, right? Well, I can't. Well, I do it alone. All right. Well, will you do it if I knew that you were looking at porn on your phone? Well, no. Okay, then. All right. So let's download Covenant Eyes on your phone or whatever, right? And then let me be an administrator with it, and I can have access to all of that stuff. Well, I don't know about that. And I'm like, okay. So, do you really want out?
And I know we've talked about this before, but it comes also to this place of like needing to be willing to talk about it and involving people in your struggle, right? This is not just a matter of, I have a thing, now I realize it's wrong, so I'm just going to stop. Like, we need people, and that comes through vulnerability and openness.
And I think desperation.
You
need to be desperate. And you need to get to a place where you're like, I love the scripture, I just read it last night, was it says, keep yourself pure and God will make you a special utensil for every good work. This is... Not only is it just ruining you and your relationships, right? But it's you ruining your relationship with the Lord. And like he's calling us all to purity. And so like that, I mean, you can't like force someone to choose that, but like taking extreme measures, like he was saying, like, okay, then I'm going to help you. I'm going to be accountable. You're going to be accountable to me. And I'm going to make sure you don't get on that. And like, that's the kind of stuff the steps you have to take if you really want freedom.
Because you can't have that freedom. I think that's the thing, is there's hope. Heck, like it is available. You just have to want it, but you can't want it by means of God's magic wand and being like, poof, now it's gone, right? Like you need to go through the action steps. You need to open up. You need to share your life with people. There's practical application to the things you want. And think about this. We do this with anything else we want. If I'm hungry in the middle of the night, you're like, man, I'm hungry. You will get in your car, right? Like you might not get out of your bed to read your Bible, but you'll get out of your bed to go to Taco Bell. Like seriously, like if like you might sometimes I don't even feel like getting up to go pee, right? I don't even like get up to go to the bathroom. But when you're hungry, you're kicking the sheets off, you're going out, you're bundling up if it's cold outside. You will make sacrifices for the things that are valuable to you, right? You will hide, you will run, you will spend, you will work, you will do anything to get the thing that you desire when it's actually the thing you desire.
This was years ago. I was supposed to be linking up like with my mentor every whatever morning it was at 5 a.m. And so I was creating so many excuses of why I didn't come to this one or this one or this one. And I thought like I charmed my way out of it. And one day my mentor, who I love like crazy, he pulled me to the side. He's like, Rich, what you care about, you would make time for.
So,
Man.
And I apply that
That's a gut punch,
today, right?
Yeah.
And so, but think about that even when doing something that's sinful. And like you care, what you care about, you would make time for. Do I care about pornography? Like right now, like I care about it. Do I cherish it? Do I desire it? You know, is it bringing me like fulfillment? Am I carving my way out of the many things I could be doing of serving God and serving my brothers and sisters? I'm taking this time to objectify this person, and no matter what they're going through, because we don't know, like, you know, like, oh, they're actors, they're blah blah whatever.
No, most are trafficked, actually.
Exactly. No, exactly. But we block that completely out. We don't want to think about that. And we're like, no, I do this. And the moment you actually stop as a saint and to critically think about it, that is one of the biggest deterrents to any sin.
Well, it's training your brain to not only think in the perspective of instant gratification, but what are the long-term ramifications of this, right? Which I think was one of the hardest disciplines as humans to create, which is not only think about how this satisfies me and affects me now, but what does this mean long term? Because we're not in the long term. I'm in the now. So I'm going to make more decisions based off of what I feel in this moment. It's so hard. But again, it's a thing that takes practice. You start putting these things into play, start putting this into practice.
I think that initial, like you can be like set free. So I think the spiritual aspect is like you can actually be set free through prayer. Like confessing this, saying you don't want to partner with this thing anymore. And like there's freedom there. But then, like you said, walking it out, I think that's where it takes that discipline of like keeping that door shut and not opening that back up. Because once you open it up,
my goodness,
you're stuck again.
Like, and I'm not talking about discipline as far as doing stuff in your own strength. I'm talking about discipline that comes through practically walking out, creating accountability, setting up time to pray with people. I mean, at the end of the day, we can cast stuff out all day long, but like, we in our flesh have temptations, right? And I think once you kind of experience a freedom from that thing, you now have to set up structures to stay free, right? Because when that temptation comes, not if it comes, when it comes, what are you going to do? You need to have systems in play to make sure you not only get free, but stay free, right?
And in your mind, you're like, well, I have nothing, I have no one, I'm going to go right back. So a man that God sets up so many things. Like he sets up church, he sets up community. He gives you disciplines, he gives you his word, he gives you everything so you can stay free. You know, it's for freedom that Christ has set us free. We don't go right back to bondage.
So much your ministry, your church, because you partner with a ministry that like really, I mean, they specialize in like deliverance, freedom ministry. It's called Redeeming
Freedom.
Yeah,
Redeeming Freedom Ministry.
So
beautiful
important
ministry.
to be partnered with people like that.
No, it's
awesome. Absolutely.
So first time we moved in, me and my wife moved into our first apartment together. That was my first. I thought, you know, pornography was gone, donzo, whatever. I'm good. I had my wife by my side, well, girlfriend at the time by my side. And I'm not going to have thoughts or anything about it. One night, we're in bed, we're sleeping side by side. She's facing that direction, I'm facing that way. I have thoughts again in my head. Got thoughts, pulled out my phone, pulled it up. I tried to play it off to where like nothing happened. But she knows exactly what happened, and she calls me out on it. She gets super mad. I thought I lost her for good, but she has so much hope in me that I'm going to get better. I'm going to do so much better and everything. And that's what happened. Like, she forgave me for that. And I think that same year, I think it was 2023, I got baptized at my church that we were going to in May of 2023. And I just needed to get purified in the name of God, just to get everything just thrown over my shoulder. I don't need anything like this, never going to happen again. And so I really felt like, I'm done. After the baptism and everything, I did really good. I was trying to do better. We're in marriage counseling too as well. And I didn't do anything for a while. And then we had the opportunity to move out here to Branson. And it happened again. Like the next day or probably that same night, she kept asking questions, and she knew that I did it. That same situation is just like the first time. And so it's just very hard to look at me as a human, as a son of God, doing these things to hurt my person that I love the most. And I love her truly. Yeah. And it's very hard to explain my love to her when I'm doing this when she's not paying attention. Like that should not be the case at all. I should not be like hurting my spouse because like that's not okay. And so it took me a long time to realize that. And I hated talking about it because I always felt like the worst person in the world. And I feel like if I say anything to anyone, like they're just gonna belittle me. Like I'm not gonna be important to them. They're not gonna do anything to help me. They're just not gonna want to be part of my life anymore. Yeah. And so after that,
is that feeling again of condemnation, which makes you feel like you have to hide, which makes you feel like you need to do it yourself, which then keeps you in a space of prolonging your freedom because you are staying silent.
Yeah.